Okay, I am in NPC camp, currently getting ready to go out for a mod, where I am playing this, bandit wench character whose name was Bethany, and she didn't quite agree with what was going on with the bandit leadership. So something happened. The thing about the bandit leadership right now is that they're all a bunch of necromancers. So when Bethany was starting to question and dissent this crew, she became vampire lunch. There was a mod earlier today where the PCs got to spy on the bandits to see if they could learn what's going on, and they were able to hear that some of the bandits were kind of uncertain and dissenting about the necromancy and the use of necromancy. Bethany was one of those bandits. The PCs are about to find out that this is what happens when you dissent against a vampire. Let's go see how the PCs react to that. So I think the Bethany and Bart fight, they're supposed to be like guarding the entrance of this new camp. So we might even like choke point them and give them a good problem, and then we'll start popcorning in the field where there's more space. Yeah. So I'm going to stash my claws and mask for my subsequent live. I'm going to put them... Oh yeah, because you also are doing the switcheroo from the plot bandit to the crunchy popcorn undead.
I love it.
We'll stash them on the side. Maybe I'll stash mine over here. But I still want to choke point them, so let's stand like right here.
Yep. Once they drop you guys,
6 chaos.
Control. They should call for Clem first so I can come up and be like, oh, you guys come to join the cause? Yeah, if they can talk. I guess they can. Are they
No, we are brainless thralls, right?
Brainless at this point.
We were just told like defend
so you
defend
can
our
stand
site.
behind them, and when you see them come up, you can come up and be like, "How do you feel?"
Now you can show your loyalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah. Where do you wanna? You're good. Start heading down in game. Okay. When you're ready. So, hey, who goes?
Nobody? Hey, wait.
Have you come to join the cause?
Yeah, sure. What cause?
Yeah.
I'm a little hard of hearing.
The cause, Help Ruby retake the island?
Oh. I mean, no.
Well, you can.
With like the undead?
What?
With the undead?
Where?
Right next
But
to
these, oh no, that's just, they do like menial tasks and stuff. I mean, you know how it is. They guard stuff, they build stuff, they move stuff. They're like golems almost.
They're definitely not golems. Back your golem up.
Well, hey, they've been told to protect this area, so as long as you stay back there, we talk this out, no big deal, right?
Okay. So, I'm not, okay. So are these like did you command them?
I mean, I do. I'm Clem.
Clem?
I've been ordered and charged with clearing out this for a new encampment, because we always have new people coming in to join. And you figured this area is nice. It's fairly level, It's kind of a little remote. Gives us, a little bit more area to sprout out in.
If I were to want to join the cause,
Yeah.
how long would I need to wait before I could be converted into an undead?
I mean, we don't force anyone to turn on dead. Like
If I wanted to be, how long would I need to wait before the person who could turn me into an undead were able to do so?
I mean, we can make that happen like now.
Is that person here?
No. Like, we can't make it happen right now, but we can make it happen now.
What? I'm not sure. What do you mean? That is a contradictory statement.
Well, like, the person's not here, but, like, if you're legitimate and you want to sign off on board, we have a little talk, like an interview, and then I take you, we get you signed up.
What benefits do I get out of joining up?
Well, if you're undead, like, you don't have to worry about food, board, health, like...
That's true.
Basically immortality.
Okay, do I still get to retain my consciousness?
That depends heavily on the interview.
Okay, but if I interview well enough, I can
Sometimes
retain
people
my
aren't super
consciousness.
loyal, they become more loyal. It's a fine, it's a
Yeah,
system.
but can either of you talk?
Not anymore. Let me. No. Not anymore.
That was a bug.
Oh, okay, that was not in reaction to my. Okay.
I'm so sorry. No, nothing happened,
Okay,
but just a bug.
So, I am interested. I don't want to be mindless.
Okay.
Can I
Really,
be
guys?
undead and still be intelligent?
I mean, as long as you take the oath, you agree to the 3 conditions, and you follow the oath, and you prove your loyalty and everything. Maybe don't go for the undead path right away. Maybe be a living human, or Sylvan.
Okay, so if I want to join and retain free will and consciousness, I would need to stay human and not become undead.
Well, Sylvan, but yeah, stay living and breathing, show your loyalty, and then you get the upgrade later.
Really, guys?
That makes sense. Okay.
What are
They
the
don't
3
have
tenets of
bonds
your,
anymore.
What are your 3 tenets of your oath? Anyway?
All right, it's take what you're owed, eye for an eye, and loyalty to the crew.
To the who?
The crew.
Who's the crew?
Ruby's crew.
Oh!
We know you guys.
Oh! Ruby! Oh, I don't know who that is.
Remember Necro Pirate. No,
Necro Pirate.
He was not there.
Oh, he fucked up some guy named Roland. I got really confused for a second.
Necro Pirate.
Did Roland look like me? Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
He looked like
Pirate crew.
There's so many fat guys who look like me. It's weird. All right.
Well, listen, we don't discriminate. And
Remember that yachting that ran you through? Wait, the yachting? Yachting's his boy? The yachting's your boy?
Jaeger.
Hold on.
Jaeger, yes.
Wait, you seen
your
Jaeger?
Oh, yeah, we have.
Where's he at?
No clue.
I don't know. I turned him into
And these characters have decided they are done talking.
Weapon strike silence! Weapon strike silence! Weapon strike!
They have learned enough. The character Jaeger is an NPC who had returned to meet with them a couple more times, and a lot of these PCs do remember Ruby from last year. Pretty sure from the get-go we knew that they were going to come in swinging. They just had to figure out the right moment when. Something I love about line fights is finding the moments to snipe what they expose. Like when they throw a spell, when they're swinging against your ally who's next to you, you can snipe their exposed arm. So I'm not just one-on-one here, I am looking at where anyone in that front line starts moving that I can grab. Look how that archer, behind that line of shields, what beautiful strategy. Flora the elf throwing healing, which affects undead twice as much. So that 12, we're taking 24 points of body as the undead NPC. Now I go over there and switch up to the mask and the claws just to be another brainless thrall. They didn't seem to care so much that the human they had just spied on before was turned into a new vampire thrall. An undead's an undead. And seeing humans turned against their will is a little bit more plot spiciness, but it doesn't really change the fact that they knew they were going to come in here and battle.
Yeah, take the first, Steve, the first one hit.
A little rules clarification there, and now it's time for me to respawn.
I come from the cave 1, I come from the cave 2, I come from the cave 3.
The choke point has been passed, and the players pushed in. There's a fun art to picking your target as an NPC. Now, in-game, these guys are brainless undead, so I just wander towards whatever's living it. But out of game, I do a little bit of metagaming to think, do I want to interrupt this new player having an intense combat moment, or do I want to interrupt this veteran who's trying to get the treasure? Let's target him.
2 healing?
2 healing is what I'm trying
12 healing and 2 healing. Woo-hoo.
Swap.
Yeah, I got you.
Quick moment of math there.
Down.
This little zombie I was playing was not as big a card as the original converted thrall Bethany. So that was a quick life. When you're playing an undead and your PCs are smart enough to have healing as a carrier for their attacks, you go down pretty quick. Now what I'm doing is called popcorning, which means I just have a certain amount of treasure in my pocket, and whenever I am cut down, I wander off to the edge of the battlefield, and on my own 3 count, I enter until my treasure runs out. And every time I get cut down, if a PC searches me, I hand them a piece of treasure from my pocket.
5 normal.
Little tussle with a newer player, and then toe-to-toe with this veteran player with a big shield here.
5 normal.
How much you square up versus how mobile you are is a strategic decision based often on not only just experience and confidence about how long you've been playing the game, but also what type of character you want to play and what type of stat card you have. Look at Evan. This is only his second year playing this game, but he's sweeping around, moving very quickly to get behind me because he has that rogue card where he hits me stronger from behind. So the veteran Steve playing Riddick is holding the front toe-to-toe with his shield, giving Evan the opportunity to get more mobile and sweep around, cut me down real quick.
Well, he's not dead. He is.
Yes, got a thing, and I'm gonna bet it's necromancer.
He is captured.
So Nick was playing the human Clem, who was very loyal to the necromantic crew, but when he got incapacitated, they tied him up and kept him as a prisoner, and so out of game, Nick, the NPC, just started spawning his other crunchy lives. They don't make Nick stay with them as just an unconscious body. Let the NPCs keep respawning. Well done, rogue action. So as a brainless thrall, I'm moving really slowly. I'm approaching ominously, but not without ugly noises and fanfare, so they call for help wisely because a scholar, a caster and an archer without a blade or a shield in front of them, they certainly were more exposed. The character Quincy ran right over behind me and dropped me immediately. The fun thing about popcorning is that these NPC monsters tend to have smaller stat cards. They're what we call very crunchy, not a lot of body, but you can just keep coming back. Shamble in and act threatening, put on the pressure. Even if you're not a huge monster, just being another body there, approaching them, they're going to feel that stress.
Healing.
Healing. Six of them.
It's either calling for help, directing their attention,
4 normal.
getting into position.
Riddick, are you breached?
So that question, are you breached, is a good craftsman, a blacksmith question. A healer will ask you if you're hurt, but a blacksmith can ask you if your armor is breached. So that's another strategy option for another type of character. When Quincy comes in real hot with a lot of energy in that combo, I match him and I do a flurry, and then we have this sort of moment to reset. I get into a deep squat. I can look threatening, I make some ugly zombie noises, and then we have sort of a second there to catch our breath and do the math of what just happened. I love intense flurries like that.
12 healing. 12 healing.
Oh, I love the magic moment when a PC gets a really good shot in and you drop and the allies cheer for each other. Well done, Flora. You shot me down. It has started raining. Thank you, New England.
3, 4. One more.
Fun fact, we got drenched in this fight. So I'm sort of taking my time, assessing the state of the battlefield before I do my next popcorn life.
I come from the cave 1. I come from the cave 2. I come from the cave 3.
I would say last life.
I was gonna say this is my last life. Yep.
Cool.
I'm in my last quiver. 12 healing. 12 healing. 12 healing. 12 healing. 12 healing. I'm normal.
Are you guys up?
They stopped.
Everybody last life, so we're going to
Oh yeah, they had to protect the area.
Well, I stopped because our command was to protect the area.
And now there was a small clarification here.
He's dead.
Okay.
We got to sort of decide as a team what to do. Their task, this mod was for the PCs to eliminate all the undead in the nearby field that had started to be established into a bandit camp. But they were getting beat up enough that they decided to take the human leader and retreat. So they started backpedaling, and I needed to ask Jeremy, if our monster's objective is to defend, would we actually pursue them? And we sort of figured down the path for the last life was the way to go.
all day.
So now it's a hallway fight. It's a path fight here.
I'm telling the people behind us.
We have 6 NPCs. And so even the NPCs on this path fight have sort of formed 2 lines to shamble forward. The PCs are in a very strong formation. Shields up front, archers in the back, backpedaling together as a unit.
Got it.
5 normal.
6 normal. This is not about that. This is about getting out of here. 6 normal.
As an NPC, I do like to match the speed and intensity and energy of the PCs I'm squaring up against. If someone comes up at me with a ton of energy, fighting really strong and fast, I'm going to give them a good fight.
Step back slowly. We're doing this.
But I might pull back just a little bit if it's a character who's not always frontline fighting, maybe not as confident. Give them a more cinematic experience. You want to meet your players where they are and make sure everyone's having a fun time, getting the style of battle that they like. It's good to be aware of that as an NPC.
That was a vampire spawn, by the way. How do we know? It's got a huge bite mark on its neck.
And then the PCs realized, if it wasn't clear enough for the roleplay at the beginning, we also had those bite marks makeup in on our neck. They started talking about that, putting the pieces together. That's another plot writing NPCing strategy. You want to have the same information being exposed in multiple ways. You want to talk about it in roleplay. You want to show it in mechanics or in makeup or in phys reps or props. And then some third way, if possible, like sending a threatening letter or putting something in writing or making a follow-up post on the boards. That's a golden rule that I've heard for plot writing. If you have important plot information, display it in 3 different ways, and then different PCs will notice different things in different ways. Got a little spicy taking on 2 at once, and accidentally did a headshot there. Sorry, Steve.
5 normal. 5 normal.
I love Flora with her bow coming through right in the middle, so the shields can still defend her on the side, but she's getting some strong hits.
Hey, do I see a vampire bite on your neck?
Oh, you sure do.
Did I see that on lots of
You saw that?
And here's a little out-of-game clarification.
Particularly fresh on the first one, who was obviously... So you got the memo from Bruenor. You can have all that. You got the memo from Bruenor that the bandits who were arguing were turned into undead. Yeah. The very obvious vampire bite was fresh on that first one.
Combat is over. When all the NPCs are done, PCs can take a second to ask some clarifying questions, and that's what Steve is doing. You can always out of game ask the question, like, what do I see? Was that a bite mark on your neck there? Just to confirm, because, nothing's perfect at LARP, so you know that the prop or phys rep or makeup is what you think it is. And that's the end of the battle. We were all soaking wet, and they cleared out with that trailing line of a few extra NPCs. They did end up clearing out that camp and getting the information that Ruby is back. Join the battle. Visit larpnh.com.
No, he's just a dude.
He's just a dude who is very loyal and is cool with a capital C with Necro.
Like extra capital C, extra O.
I love Necro so much. Yeah.
Like tongue sticking out emoji. Like
ding, peace sign.
So down with the Necro.
Yeah.
So down. I told you, we talked to HR. Like, it seemed like you guys were on the fence. We changed your benefits up a little bit. You can.
These
get health
last
insurance
forever.
now. You can